crazy.
Hi guys, welcome back to the Reality Receipts podcast, starring me, Storytime with Ricky.
And me, Reality Ashley, and we're just laughing about how delirious we are because this is our third podcast in 24 hours. I got my second coffee of the day. We're like, it's just crazy town right now with Ashley's interview dropping out of nowhere. So we just posted our thoughts on that. We had a lot of thoughts on that. So they kind of came for our girl Ricky in the interview, so we had a lot to say. So
for sure.
That's out now, and our Secret Lives of Mormon Wives recap is out. And now today we're talking about the Valley, so we just keep it coming for you guys.
It is our Bravo Day. We can't leave you guys hanging for all of the Bravo fans out there that are invested into the Valley. We didn't want to forget about you guys, but we also have sneaky links dropping today on Netflix, so we'll be covering that as well. Friday, like we've got so much in store for you guys, so we hope you guys are enjoying them. So make sure that you are engaging, liking, commenting, doing all the things, you know.
And make sure you follow, subscribe, all that fun stuff, because we're not a once a week podcast. We are whenever we feel like it.
For sure on Tuesdays, and then whatever you're gonna get.
You never know.
So
you could get 2 episodes, you could get 5 episodes, you might have an interview. It's an exciting ride around here. And Ricky needs some big congratulations because Vulture magazine just dropped a whole piece on her, an entire piece about Ricky and her tea dropping, and the podcast made it in, of course, because that's part of your life. So I'm just happy to be mentioned in there too. So that's so exciting.
Yes, like we mentioned Ashley, we mentioned the pod, we mentioned that the pod had reached number 15. It was really exciting. Vulture had reached out to me a few months ago. I was expecting this to drop like literally 2 months ago. So much has actually changed since I did the interview. But again, just so honored to be featured. And it was really nice. Like, I know initially when they approached, like, I had told Ashley about it, and I'm like, why do they why do they want to talk to me? Do they like me? Like, and Ashley's like, I don't know. Like, what do they want? Like, I don't know. And we were so like,
we're so suspicious of these big publications because they're usually, controlled a little bit by Netflix and those sort of things. So we know Vulture had done a big piece on Love is Blind. They like went in the pods and they were very involved with them. So when they reached out to Ricky, I feel bad because I'm just suspicious of everybody. It's just my detective nature. So I was like, I don't know about this, because you always hear about when they want to do like a piece on someone and then it comes out and it's like totally not what they said. So I was like,
pretty accurate. Like, I think the writer did a fantastic job with like condensing what I said, because I was just yapping. I think we were talking for like an hour and a half because we all know that I can talk. And the writer, her name is Jen. She ended up Jen Zan, I believe, and she ended up being like a really big fan. And she was a young girl, and the interview went really well. And it came out today, so I'm super excited. Like, you guys go to the Reality Receipts podcast Instagram. We're going to link it so you guys can give it a read. I'll post it on my Instagram as well, Storytime with Ricky. We'll post it everywhere so you guys can check it out.
I know. We just found out a couple hours ago, but we had just finished recording Ashley, so I'm like, okay, we're going to post it. But now we still got to record the Valley, so it's just been a crazy day. But stay tuned on the page because we'll share it with you guys. So exciting. And I'm glad it wasn't a hit piece or some kind of scary thing that I was worried about. So
I would have never, I would have just not said anything. I would have just not shared it. Like, I don't know. That article never happened.
I think that was like our initial worries, but then the more you talk to her, it seemed fine. It was more just at first, like, what do they really? They are, because big publications usually don't talk about the tea. So we were like, they're coming around. And it was kind of
like during an off season. And you know what, Ashley, I will say, I think that they're coming around. Like, the fact that like you said, Vulture featured me, the fact that we're getting these cast interviews when before, I don't think that Netflix would have allowed their cast to talk to us in any regard. Like, I really think that they're coming around. I think that they are realizing that the tea ultimately does help views. It does drive ratings. It gets people talking. It creates viral moments for their show, and it's a good thing ultimately. So I think they're coming around. I think We're gonna be at a reunion or something soon.
That might be too far.
That might be pushing it. Okay, all right. I'm the girl can dream.
No, I like it. Manifest it. It's happening.
On a carpet, like holding a mic that says like Netflix or something. Like I just feel like,
that's how it should
coming.
be.
I feel like it's coming. So.
Yeah. I mean, it is reality TV, right? So people want the reality and the truth. And so they know that that's where they're going to get here. So I like that they're coming around to it.
Yeah,
so,
me too.
Yes, very exciting. We told you guys when we started the podcast, don't expect any interviews here. That's not what we're doing because we thought we were only going to be able to do tea, but it's been fun to do both. So we're excited with where it's going.
Yeah, and even in our interviews, like we get some exclusive tea. So it all, aligns, and they're allowing them to spill and they're allowing them to be honest, which we love. Like, you know, on this podcast, I think we value authenticity the most, and that's going to come before any deal or anything like that. Like as long as we can remain true to ourselves and like give you guys the honest truth, like that's what we care about most. So we're gonna stick to that.
Love it. Yes. And speaking of the truth, so we get into the Valley, season 2, episode 6, I guess we're at now, right?
Yeah, episode 6.
Yes, I was just listening to Michelle. She did an interview on the Vile Files and was interesting. It was a very anti-Jesse interview, which of course it makes sense. And so
I've seen some clips.
I know like the Vile Files has this thing where they ask someone to come on, and if that person won't come on, then they usually end up going very against that person, which they did ask Jesse to come on, and I think he keeps saying no. So it was definitely an anti-Jesse interview, but also it's all true. Like it's just I don't know if like he could say anything to dispute what Michelle had to say because it was not good for him. So she said he keeps like a binder of things, like everything of what he's going to do on the show. Everything he does is very fake and contrived, which I think we could have seen that coming. And he was like drinking a ton when she was pregnant and when she gave birth, and just they've had a very bad marriage. So, and then apparently when they started the Valley, they gave them only a month's notice of being like, okay, we're going to start filming in a month. So a lot of people thought like they were kind of already on the way to divorce, and then they used the show as a way to like break the news. But she said that she didn't really think about it. It just happened. They got the opportunity. Their marriage wasn't good, and then it all like fell apart before our eyes. So
okay.
Yes. But the worst thing she said about Jesse was her mom just passed away in November.
Oh no.
Yeah, and their daughter Isabella was super close to Michelle's mom.
Oh wow.
And so she had Isabella. She asked Jesse, "Can you just take her for the day? Because obviously I'm very upset. I'm grieving." And Jesse was already on the way to his girlfriend's and was like, "No, like I can't. I'm already going to Orange County." And so then he called back and was like, "Okay, I'll pay for a nanny so you can like be alone." Which your child's grandmother just passed away that she was so close to. Why would you not want to be there for her? So that part was kind of gross. But besides that, not like a lot of tea, just what we see on screen. That he's not very nice.
I think we all can agree that Jesse is just gross. Like who calls, you're the mother of your children a hooker, who calls them a whore, like who calls, like I think we've just seen him be really nasty, and it's kind of, and it's like so obvious that you're being nasty because you're so bitter and you're so in love with her. And just like get over it. It made me sad to see on this episode that she's potentially going to lose her current boyfriend because he doesn't want to deal with somebody like Jesse, you know?
And I think she said they have worked that out a little bit. Like she just doesn't speak with Jesse now unless it's related to the child, which they should have been doing all along. But
I agree.
She's put up really good boundaries now, and she said that seems to be helping. And she did say like, because when Tom Schwartz was on the Vile Files, he said like we were going to see a change in Jesse, and nobody was really buying that. And then Michelle said the night before the reunion, he reached out to her. Suddenly he wasn't like talking to the lawyers at all, and suddenly he was like, "Okay, I'll work with your lawyers. I just want things to be good. I want us to be peaceful," like the night before the reunion. So that's super contrived.
Calculated, yeah.
Yes, totally. So
oh my God, what is with Tom Schwartz being an asshole sympathizer? Like, God.
He really is. Like, I know. He just cannot hold someone accountable if his life depended on it. And I know a lot of people are like, but he's good. Like, he's not doing anything wrong. But it's like, at some point, you are the company you keep, right? And his friends Yeah, I think we're gonna see that more. I don't know if you saw the scenes for the next episode, but yeah, Jax is moving next door to him, and he just he maybe isn't doing anything wrong himself, but he is enabling all these bad friends of his, and yeah,
That's not good.
eventually,
Yeah.
yes. It's not like he's out here. If he had like a solid marriage or was like a good dad, whatever, living like a good life, but he just had some questionable friends, but he's not, he wasn't a great husband either. So
No.
it's
Not
obviously
at
something
all.
they have in common. Yeah.
Right. Like you said, birds of a feather flock together. I think Jack's moving next to Tom is just a way to incorporate him into the show more, of
Yeah.
course. And we did see Sheena this episode for a little
Mm-hmm.
bit. What did you think of Sheena's appearance? Didn't really add
Yeah.
anything. Yeah.
I know. If I'm gonna see Sheena, I want her to spill the tea, bring some gossip, bring some information. So
Yeah. Do your Sheena thing, Sheena.
yeah, it definitely felt like unnecessary. Like, and I said I like her on the show when there's like a valid reason, a storyline for her to be in. But yeah, this just kind of felt like she's just there to be like a sounding board for Michelle, which I feel like must be hard for Sheena to go from like main character Vanderpump and now you're just like the side character. But that's how it goes. Sometimes you're up, sometimes you're down. So I'm sure she's just
Right.
happy to be there. But yeah, there wasn't a lot happening there. She was just
Yeah.
listening to.
Yeah. Yeah. I
Well,
feel
you.
like this episode was a little slow. I don't know if
Mhm.
it's that or if my mind is just jumbled with all of the Ashley
Yeah.
Tyler stuff today. But like,
Right.
I
It's
feel
hard.
like, oh, we did get to see Luke a little bit into Luke and Kristen's relationship. He's ring
Yeah.
shopping. They got a house. She's
That was
not
cute.
pregnant yet in these episodes. No,
No,
right?
no,
Okay.
she's
Okay.
due in June, which by the math I think would make you become pregnant in September-ish. So not quite.
Okay.
So yeah, I think they were just working on it at this time. So, but
Okay.
I was like, okay, Kristen's a smart lady because she told him not to spend more than 10,000 on a ring, which I agree with. I think that's a smart financial decision. So,
Yeah, that's true. I think he went with a ring that was 14,000, so a little bit
Yeah,
above,
a little
above the
bit.
budget. But it was a beautiful ring.
yeah, so
Yeah,
nice.
yeah.
Super cute. So yeah, they're it's so weird to say like Kristen is the chill, unproblematic, happy couple. Like who knew that was gonna happen?
I feel like the drama surrounding this episode was the whole Danny
Yeah.
being drunk thing. That's how the episode kind of started out. Where they pick up and continue from this fight from last week, which again I think is ridiculous. Like, why are we all making such a big deal about Danny
I
being
know.
drunk? He can be drunk and tired at the same time. And to his wife's point, Nia, is that her name? To
Yes.
Nia's point, like two things can be true at once. Why are you guys talking about me behind my back?
Yeah.
And you guys waited till I walked away from the table to bring it up, which we then see them do again at the brunch. Like,
Yeah.
they have this like conversation where they think she's like, oh, my Uber's here, I gotta go, and she gets up and walks away, and then she walks away, and now you guys are calling her husband a drunk. Like,
I know. I think people, like, 'cause I've seen a lot of comments say, who cares if Danny was drunk? And I don't think that was the point. I think, like we said last week, Britt was drunk and they were all drunk and yelling, and no one, like, I see what they're trying to say, but it was not coming out right. But
yeah,
Danny is drunk. That doesn't matter. It was Nia, the way she was acting about it, because like I said, you can see in those private conversations on the phone that like she is different to him in real life off camera. Like she will get mad at him. They do fight about it. And so the way she was acting on camera was what was bothering them, not him being drunk. It was more like, I think it was more like, we know you're pissed that he's drunk and you're acting like, oh, he's sleepy. So that was where it was.
but I don't think that they did a good job at explaining that. Because
No, they didn't.
She was like even saying like, well, I've been a victim of Danny being drunk and he got inappropriate with me. So it's like you're making it about him being drunk. And it's like,
Yeah.
and I feel like Brittany kind of was getting there, was saying like, I'm sharing my whole life, like you guys need to open up. But I think that Nia was very, like, even behind the scenes, she was like, we do protect each other, and these aren't things that we discuss openly. We discuss them privately. Okay, well then don't be on a reality show where you are like supposed to be giving people an insight into your life. Like, I do agree with that because it's like, okay, girl, well, everybody else ain't gonna spill their tea, and you're just sitting here like, oh, we're so perfect. Like,
exactly.
You know?
And especially because that is the narrative around them last season. They are perfect. They're happy. They're amazing. They're so sweet. We love them, right? So I can see how that would annoy the cast. And there was some big red flags for me with Danny where when they were having the conversation a couple of times, Danny and Nia, like where he was trying to laugh it off, like, no, I wasn't that drunk. Because Nia's whole point was, yes, you were drunk and it doesn't matter. That's fine. You're allowed to be drunk and tired. But
Right.
you could see, like in the conversation, Danny still playing up their normal role of like, no, I wasn't drunk. What are you
Yeah,
talking
like you
about? Like,
care. Like, okay,
yeah.
I had just as much as everyone else. Like, okay,
Yes.
no, you were chugging, you
No
were
one else
pounding it.
passed out.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you were chugging it. And again, she was trying to hold him accountable in
Yeah.
her own way. But again, I just felt like that was such a tired storyline. And I
Mm.
also don't understand how we got from Danny being drunk to Nia. We used to pitch tents in people's backyards and sleep
Yeah.
in the car. Like
I
I
know.
was
And that
like,
was,
okay, what does that have to do with the tea in China? Like I don't get it.
yeah. I almost felt like that proved their point further because I thought it was obviously such a sad story. And she is so sweet and positive. Not to do with Danny, though. Like, that's her personality normally. But she isn't scared to get mad at Danny. We heard her on the phone. And when they're not cameras around, I think they have fights. They aren't perfect. And I don't know what her, yeah, she said, I have to be positive because of my background. But she isn't always positive. She does get upset with her husband. Like, that's what they're trying to say. Like, be real.
Do
You're
you
not always
think
positive.
that that was her way of trying to be real? Like, oh, let me open up on camera about my past and something that's happened
Yeah.
to me to
I
like
think she
make
was
me seem
trying
more relatable and authentic, I guess.
I think she was trying to say basically like because my life has been bad, I try to look for the good in situations and I try to be positive, which I think is relevant for her personality as a whole. But I think she does still get mad at her husband. So it's yeah, that was the part where it was like
It's
not
like you
adding
get
up.
mad on your at your husband and we want you to show it on camera because that's what we're all here and getting paid to do,
Yeah,
basically.
and this happens on every reality show where there's people acting different on camera, and that's the first thing that gets called out by fellow cast. They hate it because yeah, they're being real. You're putting on a persona like that will always get brought to light, and so.
Right.
But I still do think Nia is so sweet and so positive. Like no one's disputing that. It's just
Right.
that she's sort of acting like she doesn't have a problem with Danny's drinking and behavior or like that it has already been dealt with. That's the way she's describing it. We did have a problem. We saw therapy. We dealt with it. It's good now. But then if he's hiding in a closet drinking tequila from her, because he was hiding that from Nia mostly, not from the cameras, I think. Remember she cut him off at the winery? Said no more for you. And then he hid and drank. So to me, that's a bad thing for a marriage. But they're acting like it's an old problem and it's still
Yeah,
here.
and even when he brought that up, like, oh, the alcohol was behind the door, like I wasn't like being sneaky, but I think in
Hmm.
that moment she didn't say, yeah, but I had told you to stop drinking at that point because you had had
Yeah.
too much.
Yeah.
So even that they kind of just like brushed it under the rug to no big deal. What do you think about the comments where she said like kind of compared Danny to someone us having a drug and alcohol problem?
I see. I didn't think that she was doing that. I thought she was just saying, I've, in her experience, was the person had a drug and alcohol problem, and she's recognizing the alcohol problems in Danny. Like, I don't think she was saying he had a drug problem.
Yeah,
It just got confusing there. But
yeah.
I did think that it was brutal of her to say that Nia's been to Alcoholics Anonymous because that's anonymous. Like, we don't talk about who goes there. So that was not cool.
Hmm. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
I
you're
don't
not
know.
supposed to
She's a little
say.
messy.
Yeah, I know. We tried to.
Yeah,
I liked her in the Dave and Buster's episode, but yeah, again, she could have come about it in a better way of saying, "I've seen someone with Danny's red flags before when it comes to alcohol," and not said drugs because Nia obviously got confused. Like you're saying,
yeah,
he
and
has a drug
I
problem.
also feel like that was them trying to force Nia into having some sort of narrative that her husband's an alcoholic or has a drinking
Hmm.
problem. You
Yeah.
know, and then they all talk about how he has a drinking problem after like, oh, I know what signs of an alcoholic looks like after she leaves. Again, she just asked you guys not to do this and you
Uh-huh.
guys are doing it. But it's
And
just
I
a
think
messy, messy, messy group.
yeah. I think if he genuinely has an alcohol problem, you can't hide that and they're on camera and like they should just let things play out. That's not their even if they're like, okay, be real about it and Nia's like, okay, I don't like when he's drunk. That's then what? Like just let them deal with it and if they're able to hide that from cameras, then good for them because that would be hard. It's hard to like fake that. So
Right.
I think they just need to let it play out because
Yeah.
if things are going to happen, they'll happen. We'll see it. So.
Right. Right. Yeah, I agree. We didn't hear a lot about Jackson Britt this episode,
Yeah,
like
it was
barely
kind of a nice
anything.
break.
Yeah, it was a nice Jack's break. We did get some shade about that's going to go into next week's episode
Uh-huh.
of
Oh,
Kristen throwing some
the ring thing.
yeah, like he needs to wear his ring. She needs to worry about her man wearing his ring. I was like,
Yeah. I know. I'm like, is there more to it or is it just that? I wonder if like there has been any allegations against him or if he just doesn't wear his ring. But again, I've told you before, I couldn't wear jewelry, so I don't put a lot of like stock into that. I don't think it stops women when a man has a wedding ring on anyway, so I don't think it like says that much, but I don't know. I want to hear more about it, so
yeah,
we'll see.
I do. I guess we'll see next week.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, oop,
Yeah. I'm
oop.
like, I want more than that. Is he just wearing no
Because
ring
I
or
feel
like
like they portray like a perfect relationship too. Like,
yeah. Yeah, and they must have some cracks too. So
yeah,
that seems like what's going on is like Jackson and Brittany are tired of being the main
the
story
main storyline.
and they want someone else to take the fall now. So
Yeah. Well, you guys are like the show is based around you guys, so
I
you
hate to
know.
say it, but like Brittany is kind of annoying me. Do you like her? Or I know. It's not that I don't like her. I'm just like, I don't know. I'm just not
She's
loving.
different when she's drunk. Like when she's loaded, she's just like not making sense. You're mad over no reason, and then now you want to have this sit down and be like, "Oh, I love you. I don't want to fight with you." Like,
Yeah.
what are we really talking about here? I don't feel like y'all needed to have a sit down with Nia because of
No.
what happened. Like, just again, like trying to create scenes, in my opinion. And I'm like, is that really necessary? And
Yeah.
Jesse they've been carrying the season, so if you don't want people all up in your marriage, like don't worry, we're all focusing on Jesse and Michelle this season. Like they're carrying the season. So don't worry, Jackson Britt, like Jesse and Michelle got it.
Yeah, and I just want to see Britt like block Jackson, just be done with it, be a little like stronger now that she I think she's realized, right? It's done. So like just she keeps like in the next week's episode where she's like, I wish she was in jail and crying, and it's like I guess it's harder because we've known about this. This all happened last summer, right? So we're kind of at the point like she needs to do something different and actually cut him off because watching him text her and all this drama, it's like, okay, it's time to change something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think for sure. Was there anything? What else happened this episode?
I mean, there was Jesse screaming in the pillow, so that was interesting.
Like, bro, you're so in love with Michelle. Like, that's just
I
it.
know.
Like, you're just so in love with Michelle, and you want her back so freaking bad, and you're butthurt. And then now he's sticking on to the cheating again. And like, she cheated for 2 years, and
I know. Oh, she did on the Vile Files. Michelle did comment on the underwear, and she said,
what did she say?
She said he has daytime underwear and nighttime underwear, and those are his nighttime underwear. So.
And were they grayish or were they?
She didn't say the color, but I think she was alluding to the large, comfortable roominess of them. Like that's for sleeping.
The large, comfortable roominess of them was for sleeping. Okay, well, he should not come outside in those. Like, keep those private. That's like lingerie. Like, that's not for everyone's eyes.
She did say, like, she said he can handle a lot of alcohol. So the fact that we saw how drunk he was, like, that's how much he had drank. And she said he definitely did not think cameras were coming in the room. Like, he thought he was going to bed and put his nighttime underwear on, and that cameras were done.
Was he in the room or was he out in the kitchen? Like, I feel like he was out in the kitchen. He was out in the common area.
It was up. It was up in like I don't think it was quite maybe in the bedroom, but it was like in the sleeping area. So
oh my god, like oh man,
it's hard because it's like if a woman was dressed down to her underwear and they busted in on her, that would be annoying. But then it's also like that does actually happen. You know when you're filming, they know when they're filming for the night and when they're done, and they take the mic packs off. Like it's not their fault he got that drunk. Like he should know better. And he should know if he gets that drunk, it's going to be embarrassing for him.
Not his nighttime underwear. That's so embarrassing. Ew, it was not a pretty sight. So
No.
she had to look at that for years. How I'm
Hmm.
sorry, Michelle. I'm sorry.
Yeah. That's cause for divorce right there. So
Yeah, yeah,
it all makes sense now.
yeah. What do you think of Michelle? Like, are you a fan of her?
I mean, I don't not like her, and it's not like she's my favorite, but I
Okay.
feel like, I don't know if some people are like on Jesse's side. I don't, I feel like I can see through Jesse and that he's
Yeah.
not good.
Same.
And I see what she's dealt with for years, and I see what he tries to do on camera, making her look bad when he cries. So, you
Yeah.
know, I don't, I yeah, I think she's done the best that she can. She said today on the VAP, I was like, I am not like Jesse's always wanted to be on TV. He tried to get a $1 million listing. He's always wanted to be an actor. This is his life, and I don't like any of that. I never wanted to be on camera, so I'm just being myself. So I do think she is authentic. Like that is her,
Yeah.
right? And so
Yeah. Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, I originally thought like in last season, I was like, I don't know, like her personality's so stale, like her face is
Hmm.
so always so stoic. She always looks so
Uh-huh.
unhappy.
Uh-huh.
But I guess when you're in an unhappy situation, it just reflects in all areas. I do feel like she's a little bit more joyful now that she's out of
Uh-huh.
the marriage. So, I wonder if throughout the season we're ever going to get to the bottom of if she was in a relationship for 2 years or not. Like,
She still denies it. Like today, she said she never was with Aaron until she broke up with Jesse. So I don't think there is any proof out there.
okay.
And I think everyone can see that they at least knew each other,
Yeah,
obviously.
and she's still with Aaron, right? She
Yeah.
confirmed on the show
Yeah,
today.
they lived together.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay. All
she
right.
moved in there 2 months ago. And she did say like she tried to divorce Jesse a couple years ago. So like she has been trying to get out of the marriage for a long
Okay.
time. She
Okay.
gave Jesse like a list of what she needed to stay in the marriage. So he kind of should have seen it coming. And that doesn't make an affair okay, obviously. But I think she was really just trying to get out for a long time and she
Hmm.
wasn't strong enough until she met Aaron and he convinced her to
Yeah.
get out. So whether
Yeah.
they physically did anything,
Probably
definitely
just
emotionally,
emotionally. Yeah.
yeah. But it's like, yeah, things that she described the way Jessie is and that she had told him she wanted a divorce. She had tried to move out. She was trying to get out of it for a long time. It's like,
Yeah. I mean, it's so obvious that they hated each other even when they
yeah.
got married. So it's
Yeah.
definitely best that both of them are out. And he is literally trying to just like stay with his girlfriend for the sake of having a girlfriend because Michelle has a
So
which
true.
is so
Yeah.
petty.
It's like a competition for sure.
Like
And
I
she's,
can't be single. Like while she got a man, like I just can't. Like
no.
so, it's like oh boy, oh brother.
Yeah. And she said him and Kristen literally hated each other. Like a couple, when she first tried to divorce Jesse, she was close with Kristen and like they would just trash talk each other. They hated each other. So she thinks it's very contrived that they're like buddy buddy now, which I think we
Hmm.
could all see that too. Jesse was just trying to get an ally. So
Yeah, Kristen, my God, you got to see through the BS. Like, don't let people use you as an ally, especially not Jesse. That's the
no,
wrong side you want to be on. Like, he sucks.
totally. Yeah, I totally agree.
Yeah, yeah. Well, yeah. Well, it was pretty good. I'm
Yeah.
excited for next week to see the drama with another couple that's not Jackson Brittany or Michelle and Jesse. So let's see if there's any, weight behind Kristen's statements. Like, why you don't got your
Yeah.
ring on?
And I do wonder what is going to happen when Jax returns and the shorts of it all because
Yeah.
I don't feel like they have. Remember in the trailer for the season was all like stuff we've seen to this point. So I
Yeah.
don't know where the season is headed because
Where
I
it's
feel
headed.
like
Yeah. How many episodes are in the season?
I think it's 10 or 12. Like it's not as much as like a long Vanderpump season. I think it's a bit shorter. So
Okay.
yeah, I think it should end like early mid July. So not like a ton left, but I do feel like yeah, we don't know the wedding ring thing with Jason we saw in the trailer, but can you think of anything else? Like any there was Danny and his drinking. We've seen that already. We've seen every big fight with Michelle and Jesse. So yeah, I don't know. All I know is Jack said, he's terrified for the season to come out and he's going to look the worst he's ever looked. So I don't know if that's what we've already seen or what's coming.
I don't know. Like maybe we'll get like a mid-season trailer.
We
Sometimes
do
they do
usually.
half at a time so that you don't put together the pieces of what's going to happen. Because I'm like, it
And
needs to pick up. Because the last two episodes, I was kind of like,
yeah, I think that's coming. Like I do think they are holding off on making Jax mad because when that trailer comes out with whatever he does or whatever happens, he is going to go off the rails probably.
Yeah, absolutely.
And I think they're holding off on that. And I know like a lot of people have been upset with the way that they've been handling it so far, like not putting up resources and kind of like, you know, Jax is literally having serious mental health and addiction issues, which maybe not shouldn't be like a storyline for the show until he's in a good place. And most people don't think he's there yet. So whatever's coming, it seems like they're nervous to show it or they're just waiting. I don't know. Well, but it is weird.
We'll see, because I'm ready for a big boom. I'm ready for something. So.
Yes. Well, I showed that thing where the ratings are down, but it's still the third highest rated show on Bravo. I think last year ratings were just still crazy because of Scandival.
Yeah, for sure.
And now it's like come down to a normal place. But yeah, then some people were writing articles saying it's going to be on pause and canceled. Like the fake headlines and fake articles is going a little crazy lately.
That's crazy that AI could just write articles now and like people run and jump on them just like pictures. Like there's some pictures that I have to take a second look at, like, that's not a real picture. That's not even a real person. Yeah. Like, AI is crazy.
But like media literacy is important, and you shouldn't have like a page doing what we do if you don't have that. And like if an article comes from like xocafebiz.net / whatever, and you open that article and it's like you can't even read it because of the ads, like it's very clear. But I mean, we have high standards for what we share, and if something doesn't come from a good source, we're not going to tell people because that's just embarrassing. Then you guys won't want to listen to us anymore because you won't know what to trust. So
Right.
Yes.
Right. I agree.
So we wouldn't do that. But yeah, stay safe out there because people do. So
stay safe out there. Stay safe out there. If you didn't hear it from us, it's not confirmed.
Exactly.
So.
Yes, even big, like with I don't think you watched this one, but Real Housewives of New York, there was a big debacle last week because you know when there's new shows coming out like for Netflix, and sometimes they'll tell us like 10 shows that are renewed for the year. But just because a show's not on that list doesn't mean it's not coming. There's just things still being worked out or whatever it is.
Right.
So they released the new Bravo shows coming out this year, but there was some shows not on there for whatever reason. That doesn't mean they're canceled. But Page Six decided to run a story saying that Real Housewives of New York was canceled just because it wasn't on that list.
Oh, wow.
And yes, everybody picked it up. Like people were writing articles. Bethany Frankel.
Page Six is usually pretty credible.
No, like half and half.
Oh, okay.
They're like half and half. They know how to make a fake headline from a real article, which is what they did here. Because technically the show wasn't on the list, so you know they technically weren't lying, but they were, and so yeah, it just got picked up by everywhere to the point where Andy had to finally be like, "It's not canceled. Like everyone knows it's being cast right now, and maybe someone from Summer House is on it." So yeah, I was shocked to see how many people were running with the fake headline, but that's why you just gotta trust your good sources like us. So.
Yeah, there it is, and there you have it.
That's why Ricky's in Vulture magazine, because
I am a trusted source. Okay,
exactly.
That was really happy. That made me really happy. So
yes, it's so exciting.
Yeah. Yay! Okay. Yay. Well, so then we will see you guys later this week for Sneaky Links.
Yep.
And Secret Lives of Mormon Wives, which I am thoroughly enjoying. So we'll be back for the rest of our recap on that, and we'll just see you. We're here.
Yeah,
We'll be
back.
We'll be back this week.
Thanks, guys.
Bye, guys.
Have a good day. Bye.